Today's video is brought to you by Grey Viking Games. Click the link in the description below to buy MTG Arena codes for cosmetics, packs, and more. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and today we are destroying Sultai. So I wanted to try out Flamescroll Celebrant and Revel in Silence as a way to destroy Sultai decks. So Revel in Silence, 2 mana, instant. Your opponents can't cast spells or activate Planeswalker loyalty ability this turn. That means that they can't cast an ultimatum. As long as we cast this at instant speed on their upkeep, they cannot cast it on the turn they're going to go for the ultimatum. We can also use this on the turns they're most likely to play Binding of the Old Gods or Extinction Events to clear our board. The other side of it, Flamescroll Celebrant, 2 mana, 2/1. Whenever an opponent activates an ability that isn't a mana ability, it deals 1 damage to that player. You can also pay 2 to give it +2/+0 until end of turn. Well, we are throwing this into a Magecraft deck. I know I've done a lot of Magecraft decks, but these are just some of the best, most aggro cards that you can play in Strixhaven, and they're still really fun to me right now. Going into red lets us play a few other really awesome cards like Augusta, Dean of Order, and Bonecrusher Giant. And playing Run Amok on a Clever Lumimancer is super fun. We also have Reidane, God of the Worthy, to make the non-creature spells opponents cast 2 more to cast, which means Extinction Events, Emergent Ultimatums, all that stuff are all a lot more expensive, especially when we make them even more expensive with Elite Spellbinder. Playing red also lets us have Shock for a little bit more early game removal. That's pretty much the deck. The full breakdown analysis of the deck I'm doing after the gameplay. So if you are sick of Sultai, make sure you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Let's get up to 50,000 as soon as possible, and let's do this. All right, pretty sweet hand. We'll keep this. Up against an ultimatum deck. All right, we don't have the main card that helps us here. That's a tapped land. Clever Lumimancer. I like the Lorehold Command though. We just have Stomp hidden for 4 on this next turn. Play out Giant Killer or Bonecrusher Giant the next turn after that. All right, Snarl. Nice. All right, Stompy boy. Down to 16 past the turn. Unfortunately, we don't have that many other spells for Lumimancer right away. Has to cultivate K. We have to find the answers here. We're going to play out the Bonecrusher Giant. They might have Extinction Event, because they always do. But it's the biggest threat we can throw out. Pass the turn. No attacks. Getting close to the Lorehold Command, which is actually really nice. Playing out on turn 4, so if they have Extinction Event, we actually play out both Giant Killers, and then turn 5 we actually go for the create a 3/2, and creatures get +1/+0 and haste. We get a hit in for 8 damage on that turn, so that'd be sweet. No removal. Intriguing. All right, we will play out the Augusta now. And we didn't find the answer. we finally have the matchup. We can't find the answer for the ultimatum. Uh-oh. Well, we get to hit in for a smidge. Man, do we overcommit to this board? Tap and tap. Hit for 6. Down to 10. Giant Killer kills some stuff. This gives us lethal anyway if they don't have board wipe. If they have target removal, if it's just ultimatum, what do I need? Does Giant Killer actually help us out that much? I don't know. Man, they never don't have the ultimatum, but they didn't have the extinction at this time, you know, so like, that's something. Tap any number of creatures against you. So I can tap itself as well. It's an intriguing card. We still need to do this with Magda. Alrund's Epiphany gets an extra turn. Yeah, maybe I should play out the Giant Killer. Doing that beforehand means less likely to have the ultimatum. But it's also just better to do, I think, beforehand. Gargaroth. Okay. Well, we have Giant Killer for that. Hopefully this resolves. Don't have counterspell, please. Play out Snarl. we tap them all down. Hit in for damage. Oh, it's other creatures. Oh well, doesn't matter. Down to 9. Man, they haven't had an extinction event yet. I think we still hold off on giant killers. With 1 more mana, I can play it out and the Lorehold Command on the same turn. I guess I could do that with this one. I don't know. The greed, okay? The greed is there. All right, I keep saying that they always have the ultimatum every single time. And I had to correct myself. They don't have it. This is incredible. Like, I don't know what to do with myself. Giant killers should end it. Yes. Well, we didn't find the Revel in Silence, which is the main card that we're supposed to play to defeat this deck. But for the first time in history, they got up to 7 mana and did not have the ultimatum. Sweet. All right, up against Secret Owl, no red mana, but this deck can honestly run without it. So let's try this one out. Lead off with a Lumimancer. Kahira. Could it be a Cats deck? Nope, looks like it's gonna be something else. Planes, what do I want to get out first here? Guiding Voice for Experimental Sciences. If I hit the land, what I'd rather be playing on the next turn. Next turn I could actually play the Experimental Sciences if I hit a land as well, or something else with it. Or Show of Confidence with it. So let's actually go Faerie Guidemother. I'd rather get this out as a creature at some point too. Hit for 4. Good turn. Pass the turn. The other option there was go Guiding Voice, play out the Faerie Guidemother. We lose out on the ability to do that. Getting more creatures out is nice, but really only when we have Leonin Lightscribe. So now I think we're trying to get in as much damage as possible. Getting up enough counters onto this to still be a threat after stuff. They're going to have Heartless Axe as well. Hey, that's annoying. Well, let's just go Guiding Voice. Let's grab Experimental Sciences. Where is it? There it is. Play out the Guidemother. Hit for 3. Down to 13. Pass the turn. Well, we dodge Heartless Act. That's a thing. That's good. Run Amok. Oh man, it's such a good card. I'll do this first. Grab Red Source. We have Shock available. Attack in. And Run Amok will be so sweet. Okay, resolve. Shock him. Nice. Down to 7. All right, please no extinction event now. Still, Elite Spellbinder after that's pretty nice. Run Amok can actually get it close to lethal. If we have like Run Amok and Guiding Voice, a Defiant Strike or something like that. Pretty good stuff. All right, I believe Run Amok is lethal, right? So let's... there's a chance it just dies here. I could go for the Elite Spellbinder instead and play it safe. Who do you think I am playing it safe? They definitely have response of some sort. All right, that's actually the best response it could have been. Sweet. All right, so now do I have enough for lethal? This is 5 damage. 6. I'm still killing this, and I can go for Elite Spellbinder after. If they have 2 extinction events, we're in trouble. Let's hold off. Let's hold off here. Okay, Spellbinder. Okay, They have 5 mana next turn with this. So they can Mystical Dispute or Run Amok. We can pay 3 for it with an untapped land. We still get a hit in with enough to kill it. Strategic Planning might be the worst thing for us, to let them draw a card and find removal. So Strategic Planning, I think, or Mystical Dispute. Thirst of Meaning, I think, would end up forcing them to spend too much mana. So take the Strategic Planning. And then we just hope they don't have Extinction Event off the top. If they do, we have all odd creatures. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you dare. Then go Thirst for Meaning and try to find Heartless Act. Yes, okay. But even if they have Heartless Act, we had the Run Amok to win on the next turn. So sweet stuff. We're up against Flamethrower. Flamethrower, I like it. All right, let's keep this. Yeah, I keep this. Hellhound. Ah, man, they're gonna have red source here. Let's actually, I might throw out the Giant Killer, although it is removal for us. All right, we'll go Lumimancer. Pass the turn. Spells that don't hit our face are actually pretty good for us. No blocks. Dude, Mutagenic Growth. Cards you can cast for free. So busted with this. I need this on white. So did I play out the mountain now, or did I just throw this out in white anyway, right? Yeah, I think let's throw it out in white. Can't block. I can play Giant Killer, Defiant Strike. Next turn I have Leonin Lightscribe into Defiant Strike, hit for a lot. As long as things don't die. No attacks. We're taking a ton as well, though. Spellbinder to take away their Embercleave could be useful. Could kill the Bolt Hound. I still have Lightscribe #2 available. We have Giant Killer on the next turn to kill Rimrock Knight or whatever they put the Embercleave on. This is 7, 8, 9, half of our life. I think we slow him down here a little bit. We try to play a bit defensively instead. Leonin Lightscribe again. Yeah, we have plenty of these guys. I'm going to go actually Spellbinder here. Make that more expensive. Embereth is still annoying. They have Hellhound for the next turn. We will definitely trade off with Rimrock Knight, I believe. We're still far enough behind here that it's needed. Dang it. Hellhound is annoying. Great top deck, sir. Okay, Giant Killer doesn't get close enough to kill these just yet. If they play out the land, swing in, and just Castle Embereth, I could Giant Killer the Hellhound and then block with Lumimancer. I think I go double Lightscribe. Try to not be dead. No attacks past the turn. I don't know. If they have an Embercleave here, we in trouble. So we're dead to the Embereth, so we have to block. We're dead to Embercleave if they've drew it. Did they really? Okay, well, at least there's one good thing that came out of that. Never mind. Wow, okay. Good for you, sir. That is one of the biggest issues of this deck, is up against an aggro deck. Like anything with this Magecraft is that you have to be so greedy for it to work out in your favor. I could have held up like Defiant Strike and blocked more aggressively and like had our stuff stay alive. So I can be using Magecraft on defense. I didn't because I was trying to be more greedy, and so that was misplay on my side. Giant Killer apparently would have been really, really nice. But yeah, it's hard to play. Dude, we're up against Hades. That's terrifying. We have Revel in Silence. Doesn't look like a Yorion deck. This is the first time we found it. Yeah, opponents can't cast spells or activate loyalties abilities this turn. Can be really nice. And it's still a spell that we can cast on our turn for a Lumimancer. Like, it does a lot of things we want. The 2-drop side of it's actually not bad either. In fact, depending on what they play out here first land, it might be our turn 2 play. Snarl. I think it is our turn 2 play. We need to get out a threat. And attacking in and holding up spells actually works out for the +2 there. Reidane seems decent. What does this side say? Whenever another permanent you control becomes target of a spell or an ability opponent controls, counter unless they pay 1. That might be better. All right, so if they have Stomp here, going for the Faerie Guidemother can be really painful. Let's go here. All right, well, we got there. Down to 14. Fortunately, this is a non-creature spell, but this only counts instant sorceries. Not quite prowess. Not quite. Better because it gives the +2, but it would be nice to have the prowess ability sometimes. Okay, Prismari Command. I think I actually... Okay, that might be changing of plans. I don't want to risk too much of a board wipe here. Reidane helps out a little bit. It makes Magma Opus, makes other things more expensive. They're getting up to dragons, though, which means Giant Killer comes into play. So I could just pump in here. I could go for Augusta, and that gives us 2 more points of damage anyway. Let's do it. Why not? All right, down to 9. Pass the turn. That's enough damage on board that it's a fast clock. That's this doesn't give itself +1. But 6 damage returns, not the worstest. Doing this at sorcery speed, oodalolly. I mean, this gives them a lot of options here. It's a land that they can play from exile. Card to hand. Stompy Boy. 6, 7. Could play out the protection side of this. Force them to pay a little bit more for anything else. Let's swing in though. We have 4 damage here. We have 6. So we actually have lethal with these guys right now. This doesn't give it to itself, so we might as well keep it untapped. I think we pump here once, and then we have the Stomp to do if they have removal, so like we still have the win. All right, so they do kill it. When do I get out Stompy Boy? Do I do it now or later? They might have counter spells. Down to 6. Pass the turn. I'd like to get them down to 2 so that when we have Bonecrusher Giant out, it really hurts them a lot to target it. That's most of their removal is going to be targeted removal. Gold Span. Swings in for the treasure. That's one of the biggest issues with Gold Span. It's not a very good blocker because you want to go all in with it. All right, we're gonna try to not target Goldspan Dragon. Let's actually put counter onto Augusta. It's gonna be harder to kill with 2 mana. There's only so many. Whoa, what did I do? Grab? Oops. That was awkward. I was just clicking out over here and it showed up for 2 seconds and I clicked on it. Well, that's lethal. I could try to say like Stompy Boy, but they just do it in response to us casting this, and I'd rather get out the Bonecrusher Giant. Here, that means that if they target it at all, they die. Yeah, so it was Stompy Boy. Cool. Okay, we play out Bonecrusher Giant, pass the turn. Draconic Intervention doesn't actually kill our stuff. They don't have anything expensive yet. They have to hit land, Magma Opus it with the treasure, like create a treasure with Magma Opus, then Draconic Intervention. Down to 12. They can do it the treasure. Snarl. Yes. Yeah, Bonecrusher Giant was perfect there. Yeah, the academic probation though was a little bit awkward. I did not mean to grab that. I think that like experimental sciences or something else would have been a much better play there. All right, up against Ricardo. So we actually are a pretty heavy white deck. This hand does have 2 things we can cast in red. I think we got a mulligan. We can get a better hand than that. And this is not much better, but better. Keep this. I think we drop Guiding Voice. It's 2 spells that we can be casting later, though. Plargg. What does Plargg do again? I always go for the Augustus side, but what's Plargg do? 2 mana, 2/2, discard and draw a card. And then pay 5 to reveal the top card of our library. I can cast a non-legend, non-land card with mana value 3 or less. That's most of our deck. That's good. Okay, pass the turn. So Plargg is at least a defender against this guy. Unless they have the Luminarch Aspirant. Lightscribe, I don't think we play that yet either. I think we hold up for a bit. We play out the Plargg. I can do this at instant speed as well. Discard a card, draw a card. So we can keep finding more things to cast or do stuff with. Doesn't attack him with Daxos. Could try to get the gotcha moment here with the Run Amok. I think I'd rather go Elite Spellbinder. No Snowlands, so Reidane doesn't help as much. Let's just go Elite Spellbinder. It's a way to keep their life total lower too. Yeah, make that cost 4. Takes up your entire turn next turn. Keeps this off of being turned on. Pass the turn. I don't think I discard anything with Plargg here. I could discard a land to draw a card. Okay, they do have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Skyclave Apparition would be nice. Any of our removal, you know, would be nice. Swings in there. Yeah, no blocks. Indestructible 5/5. It's a decent thing. Is Mountain really going to help me here? Not unless I have removal of some sort, right? So let's just get rid of that. Draw another card. Gives us a bit more defense. The shield actually could be decent. Aspirant comes down, puts counters onto other stuff. They gain any life with Heliod, and then they actually start making... Yeah, okay, this one's just over. So no reason to play it out. But, so yeah, next turn we have nothing we can do that can stop Angel of Vitality gaining life. Even if we run amok and like kill it or trade off, they're still getting up to over 27 life there, which means Speaker of the Heavens are making 2 angels on the next turn, which yeah, I can't do that. And then even if they just went for Luminarch Aspirant and started putting counters and stuff, like we're still are a few, we needed like 3 removal spells to be relevant there. All right, up against Reidane, and we do have a Revel in Silence. We have Clever Lumimancer. Everything's a turn behind, but we're on the play, so it's not as bad. I'm going to go ahead and try this one out. Too late in hand, a little bit awkward. Faux show. Finding an untapped land next turn one helps us out a lot. Does it actually? We have Clever Lumimancer and Shock to protect it from dying. I do like this. Like the Shock, I like that we have targets for anything. Bonecrusher Giant, we have target to just go towards face. I like that it gets a little bit more aggressive. We have removal for other creatures because other people are playing out lots of stuff. It stops the Stonewall moments quite as much. Opponent's mulliganing. What you got, sir? So I haven't been playing as much in ranked lately. I've been playing a lot of free play or whatever, just because I like the type of matches that you end up running into in that. All right, that was sweet. All right, so we still go for the Clever Lumimancer. Pass the turn. Lets us hold up Shock. We can do the same thing with Lightscribe on the next turn as well. Especially with red mana here, they most likely have Bonecrusher Giant as removal. Yeah, they're holding up the stomp there for sure. So let's go Lightscribe. And I think I just wait another turn here until I can cast 2 things at once. Let's go to combat, swing in. Brazen Borrower. All right, well. I think this is good enough here. We get in for 5 points of damage. We end up not losing the entire turn. Down to 15. Run Amok is awesome. If we hit land, we can go like Stompy Boy and Run Amok. That gets us up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 damage. Castle Embereth is nice. All right, let's go Lightscribe. Stompy Boy? Yeah, let's stomp. Yeah, I think we want to get them off of mana. I could have waited to see if they block, but we want damage going face, dude. Down to 12. That's the turn. All right, one of these turns I actually want to go for the Revel in Silence. To stop them from playing too much. The Crowan War. That's annoying. That means we trade off. Luckily, Clever Lumimancer doesn't actually deal damage to itself. Not really. Down to 5. We have enough direct damage, and then Bonecrusher Giants themselves mean they can't target as well. A Crowan War can hit a Bonecrusher Giant just fine, but the ultimate here on the Crowan War won't kill this. Each tapped creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. So we can play out our untapped creatures this turn, like Bonecrusher Giant. And Shock, which is nice. Okay, I have to attack in this turn now, which means I could maybe trade off with this by going Revel in Silence and Shock. So yeah, I have to attack in. So 1, 2, 3, 4 becomes a 4, 5, still dies. Okay. Bonecrusher Giant. Pass the turn. I did not expect that.
Always loyal. That is a soldier's duty.
I did not expect that one bit. How did they hit the coma? They have so many other creatures in this deck. It's not equal to one that's higher mana cost, right? Exile creature, reveal cards from top of your library until you reveal a card with, oh, it is higher mana value. Okay, I missed that. It is higher mana value, so they are just playing all of the Bonecrusher Giants. So basically all the 3 drops will guarantee them a coma. All of the 1 drops or tokens will guarantee them either coma or a 3 drop, which is still nice. I think our only shot now is direct damage, so we're gonna go for it. We'll stop on the upkeep and say they can't cast any more spells. Wow, that was unexpected. Good play though. I mean, like I kind of forgot. I ran into this deck one other time, and I thought they just got lucky. I missed that it is higher mana value. Let's give ourselves 1 extra turn to try to figure stuff out. They can flash in the Brazen Borrower now. That's the only spell they'll get to cast. So it doesn't really help us that much. And they get to draw a card. I don't know why I have the resolve all. I hate this. I have the resolve all on here, and it doesn't let everything resolve. Like, why not? Like, if it's not something that takes a lot of focus, just do the resolve. Like, if it makes a decision for me, that makes sense to bring it in. But anyway, yeah. All right, so 3 points of damage. All of our damage dealing things do 2 points of damage. So we have to find a Bonecrusher Giant and a shock in the next 2 draws before we're dead. That's kind of interesting. Brazen Borrower kind of shuts us down there. They can tap it down with a serpent at any time. I don't know why they didn't attack him with this serpent. It makes way too much sense to not do. No attacks. Yeah, this one's probably over. It's not completely over, and so I'm holding off for like a tiny bit longer. But I actually like this, man. Luca feels so much better in this kind of a deck because you can flash and Brazen Borrower, hit in Luca, go grab a coma on turn 5 pretty easily. Like that's this is a good deck. Is there anything with Strixhaven that makes this better? You could probably play Magma Opus in it. I don't think that matters as much. But yeah, Luca, the biggest issue with Luca in most of the decks is that the +1 ability is completely dead. But in this one, like, it's actually a lot of value. Like, that's big stuff. No blocks. They can tap down our guy. Reidane. Another flyer that they have to sacrifice to stop every turn. They're not getting greedy. They're not going for it. So do I play this out, or do I play out on the other side and protect ourselves a bit more? We can actually block these guys with the Bonecrusher Giants then and have them not die. We could double block a coma and have it not die. If they sacrifice to target this, they have to pay 1 to actually do so, which isn't that hard, but it stops them a little bit. That's an interesting option. I think we go for the Reidane side. Forcing him to sacrifice more serpents to do stuff just means we have an extra turn, which, like I was saying, finding shocks and stomps is our only real way to win here. Of course, they can just tap down 2 more things and swing in.
Monsters are the key to defending my city.
Yeah, I want to check out this deck. This actually looks pretty fun. Decisive Denial comes in here. Fire Prophecy comes in. I feel like this one isn't as needed. But if you're looking for a Luca, sure. Man, I thought I was so far ahead, and then this happens. I'm dead, right? I'm going to wait for one more draw off the top. Is it even worthwhile? I don't think so. Yeah, we're done here. It's all good. All right, so we went 50-50 with this deck. Ultimately, I think the deck is pretty good. Played it in ranked, which I haven't done in a little bit. The Luca deck was really surprising. I feel like that's actually one of the biggest things is it's a format right now where you don't know what to expect from decks as much still, which does change up the math on things that you play, things that you do. You know, like instead of holding up the Revel and Silence on a turn that they could have Luca'd, instead I went for the Bonecrusher Giant play or whatever. And that's just part of these are plays that knowing what's happening on the board really changes everything. If you know what people are playing, what to expect, you can make much better decisions and win games a lot more often. And yeah, this is a really fun deck that I have absolutely enjoyed playing. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. I think it's good. I think in general, Magecraft is just powerful. It's good stuff. It will win you games. Clever Lumimancer, Leonin Lightscribe, creatures that you can cast. I think the 3 Faerie Guidemothers is kind of a necessary there, and Giant Killer. And then you just add any other color, any other things you want to, and kind of fill up the rest of the deck with spells, but also good things, and you have a deck. You know, like that's kind of the cool thing. So it's kind of fun finding the packages of like, okay, these things go together and make a good deck. And I think that the package that you have with Clever Lumimancer, Leonin Lightscribe, is you have Clever Lumimancer, you have Leonin Lightscribe, you have maybe 2 copies of Mavinda is necessary there as well. Not always though, because you might be casting spells that aren't targeting your own stuff. But then you cast, you know, then you have maybe Faerie Guidemothers and Giant Killers or whatever else other instant sources you want to play, and then put that into any other deck, and you have a decent deck. As long as you have enough ways to be bumping this up and making it good, I think is still at least a good threat. So I like finding those, and I hope that kind of helps you guys out here with this one too. Was Revel and Silence worth playing? We never actually got it to go off there. Again, though, we had a situation where we could have. I just didn't know what was going on. I thought that we were ahead, and it was better to hold on to creatures in case they had more removal or other stuff. And so I tried it one other time to kind of like say, okay, you can't do anything else on the turn. They had a Brazen Bar, they had stuff. I was just trying to cast something. Bring out the Flamescroll Celebrant wouldn't have helped us at all. At the same time, though, actually, I did forget. Whenever an opponent activates an ability that's not a mana ability, I forgot that side of it. I totally forgot that part of this card. Okay, anytime that Coma would have activated its ability, it would have done 1 point of damage to him. That actually would have gotten us out of that game. So okay, Jeff done messed up. My bad. I could have won on that one. I don't think I could have won. They got up to a Bonecrusher Giant before too long. And they would have just not sacrificed stuff, but I also found flying creatures. They would have just held up the Brazen Bar for it. Then I had the Reidane, so I could have attacked them with that. They would just not sacrifice the Coma. Yeah, interesting. Unfortunately, Giant Killer is only when it's targeted by a spell. The abilities wouldn't have actually dealt damage, so they couldn't have sacrificed the Comas to get into with that. Or yeah, I think they would have beat us beforehand. They weren't playing as aggressively as I feel like they should have been, but Flamescroll Celebrant would have at least dealt damage every time Coma activated its ability. Anyway, interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.